All right, we got another Battletech game going on over here. Into the cityscape they go. Over here they have some defenders that are moving up into the city towards the spaceport where they've seen units drop down. This is the third battle of the same day one. This is D-Day 10 minutes in. Third sector. To the right of where I'm at is where the second battle we've had, and farther to the right of that was the first battle. All happened within 10 minutes of each other. So over here we have remnants of the other force that have the third company come rolling in with a little bit of extra support. And let's see, we got a archer, a Kentaro, spider, hatchet man, dervish, sentinel, crab, wolverine, jenner, cataphract, hatchet man, locust, and wolverine, all over there. Over here they're being faced off against commando, locust, victor, valkyrie, marauder, griffin, and another wolverine with supporting hunter tanks or artillery, basically.
Yeah.
So their objective is to clear this sector out, these 9 city blocks, before they can reach the edge over here and consolidate on the line right here and wait orders. Let's see where they got to go next. It's within the city. They could be seeing a large city battle going on for a long period of time. Well, there you go. Any questions?
Nope.
No questions? First guy up is the King of Diamonds. And we'll be back with turn 1. Okay, turn 1. Over here, the hunters just laid themselves in, and we're using their spotter system, which we have
fell down.
Yeah, their lead spotter was a locust flying down the road at Mach speed, and it's like, that's no problem. He's never been hit before. He's never had any enemies ever hit him, and suddenly, out of nowhere, an archer, aka Pebbles, was the name of the pilot, which happens to be a very good pilot. He's got a 2-gunnery with some skills. He laid in 2 LRM-15s into him and just tore him up and hit a gyro in the center torso, and he tripped and fell and went kaplunk. So he's now on the ground at the moment. But he did take any damage to the pilot, but his armor got stripped off. He's not happy. Over here, the other spotter, the Valkyrie, he's over in the front there, and he got shot at and took two medium lasers at long range from this suddenly really good Jenner pilot. Like, what's his name again? Slider. Okay, that's Slider. Yeah, it's like one of the original pilots of the West Low Ranger company for your Lance. And over here, these guys come flying up in here and go, well, we don't see anything. And there's a Wolverine over here going, I don't see anything. Got a Griffin over here that did some indirect fire on the Jenner. The Jenner had 2 LRM. I forgot to fire my LRM-15s from my catapult.
Doggone it.
I totally forgot about them. All right. So, well, your luck there. So that is the end of the turn. So we'll turn the die on the big. So there we go. We'll be back. Turn 2. All right, over here, the commando goes flying over by the building, hiding, and the locust, where that cloud is, run over there. He fell. And fell again, trying to stand because he had a gyro hit. So he walked over there and was observing the hatchet man right there. And 4 Hunter tanks launched 4 LRM-20s, and they all hit for 60 damage on the hatchet man. So he lost about half of his armor in one fell swoop, and took a head hit too. But he's still standing and didn't go sleep. But in the meantime, they turned around the hatchet man, and the spider unleashed into the and shot the leg off of the locust. He falls down, and then the spider proceeds to kick him and kicks him in the center, hits in the torso, and hits the ammo that's in the center torso that he had, and explodes, and the fusion reactor went off, blowing up in the spider's face. So the spider took some good damage in the process, but he didn't fall down. The commando took 4 medium lasers and a little bit of damage from the Kintaro, but he's still standing there. Okay, over here we had the catapult, the Marauder, the Victor, and the Griffin all leashed onto the cataphract right there. And the cataphract only got hit with an AC-20, I think, and a little bit of minor damage with something else, I think.
Medium laser maybe to the chest.
Yeah, medium laser. So it was like it was high numbers to hit the like 11s and something like that to hit that, and I rolled super high, hit the with indirect fire, but I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn shooting at that cataphract. I needed like 8s and 9s, and I couldn't hit him, except for an AC-20, which kind of added up. That hurt.
That in itself hurt.
And over here, the Sentinel there, he comes flying in, tries to make a turn in the intersection to go down this way, and he spun and slammed into the building. Did some damage to himself. And then the Valkyrie jumped in behind him and proceeded to kick him in the tail. So when they kick them when they're down type of thing. And then put a medium laser into him. And then he fired his LRM over at that. That's a Wolverine that's on the building right there. And then everybody else tried to shoot the Valkyrie. Did some damage to him. But he's still standing. Then over here, Wolverine on Wolverine action. Those two shot at each other and did a little plinky damage. Not enough to make anybody worry about stuff. So that is the end of the turn. Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
No. All right, so turn 3 on the big red die. And we'll move on. We'll be back. Turn 3 is complete. Over here we had the Archer and the Kintaro and the Spider come down to the road junction here and forcing the Hunter tanks to redeploy those that could. And the Marauder and the Catapult all turned around here and shot at the Kintaro. Did some damage to him. And over here, this Hunter and that Hunter. And let's see who else. This Hunter over here. They all fired at that Wolverine that's parked up on the cityscape there. They can say, hey, we can see him. No problem. He's way up there. Victor comes waltzing around the corner there and puts some 20 damage into the cataphract and gave him 2 of some heat from the flamer. He's like, hello, congratulations, had some heat. And over here, they're all it's like beating on the Wolverine right there, and they tried to alpha strike, bunch of damage into him, and did only 18. And he's like, huh, okay, not a problem. And over here, they did a little bit of damage from here, from the that 5 damage, I think it was, from the Valkyrie, and the Griffin did a little bit of damage to the so they did some damage to that poor hatchet man that had to sit there and go, oh no, I got to make a pilot check, and he failed, and he fell on his face. Didn't hurt himself, but did enough to knock some paint off. So that is the end of turn 4. Did I miss anything?
End of turn 3, ain't it?
Yeah, we're moving on to turn 4. On the big red die. So we're in turn 4 on the red die. So there we go. We'll be back with turn 4. Turn 4. Okay, over here, the hunter turned and kind of backed up right there. And then the spider jumped in behind him and kicked him. And
Kablooey!
And yeah, you got a boxcars and got another set of boxcars, and well, congratulations. Blew it up. Fuel engine explosion, and that one went kablooey. Then the commando turns around and shoots the spider with a medium laser, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then this hunter turns around and fires and puts a little bit of damage into the back of the archer right there. And then this catapult and marauder and hunter tank unleashes onto that archer and does some hit with 2 PPCs in the right arm, I believe.
Yeah.
And some other plinky damage. And then the hatchet man fires into the hunter there, and along with the Kintaro, did some damage. The archer shot the...
Archer and Kintaro both shot the catapult.
Yeah. Did some damage to him. Over here, this hunter tried to shoot this Wolverine and missed. Over here, you see that smoke cloud? That used to be a Wolverine. It was doing pretty good until he got shot, and then it was a slight crit chance in the one torso, and he rolled 1 ammo explosion. Took out the ammo of the Wolverine. Like, snuck it in with those snake eyes. You suck. And over here, the Victor tried to shoot. Over here, it hit that spider, or not that Jenner, missed. And these guys over here, the Locust and the Wolverine, shot over here and did some minor damage to the Valkyrie. And tried to do a little, and the Jenner put 20 damage onto the Griffin right there. That's on the ground. And then he proceeded to... Valkyrie tried to kick the Jenner and missed, but he's standing. And then the Jenner kicked and did enough damage to get a slight bit of damage, enough to get a crit. Then he rolled 2 crits and hit the hip actuator and a leg actuator, forcing him to make a pilot check on that with some additions, and he falls and then hits himself and crits himself by getting through his own armor with a gyro hit. Yeah, not good. Okay, so that's everything, right?
Yep.
It was a major cluster for the defenders. All right, I think that takes care of everything. We're moving on to turn 5. On the die, there's the 5 in the swimming pool. Turn 5. We'll be back. Turn 5 is a bloody affair, I tell you, it is. Over here, the Kintaro moves up over here, laying some fire into... Actually, he shot and tried to... Right where that crater is, in front of the hatchet man, there used to be a catapult. Used to be. So the Kintaro and the hatchet man and the crab and the Wolverine opened up on...
And the dervish.
And the dervish all fired on the catapult, and they got a crit on it and hit the ammo, so it exploded into a big giant fireball. Parts went everywhere. And then the marauder fired into the hatchet man, blew his arm off, and then he blew his leg off with boxcars, but you had an edge and forced me to re-roll it, so that ended up becoming snake eyes. And I forced myself to re-roll that, and, well...
You failed.
I failed. I tried to edge the edge, and it didn't edge out. So that was sucked. Then over here, the Wolverine, Locust, and the Jenner opened up on the Valkyrie and shot it up, and then forced it, got a head hit on it. It failed his pilot check, fell,
And hit him in the head.
critted himself in the head. So he hit himself in the head and killed the pilot. So, yeah, with a crit. Kind of sucked. So, there we go. And over here, the Hatchet Man's like wandering the wilderness, trying to like, I'm not finding anything. There is no ghost out here. And then over here, the Wolverine, he put an SRM into the downed Griffin and did some damage to it. But the game thing over here was that the Victor jumped in behind these three amigos here on the street and put an AC-20 into the damaged leg of the Cataphract, blew it off, forced him to fall, and then he turned around and almost kicked the leg off the crab in the process. So lots of nasty stuff going on. So we got a beat up Hatchetman and a beat up Cataphract and crab. I miss anything? Oh, and the some LRMs went into the archer right there from the hunters, along being spotted from the commando. So there we go. We're moving on to turn 6. It's turn 6 on the big red die, and we'll be back to see if anything's left after this one. Turn 6. The spider jumps over here and tries to attack the vehicle over here, and then the commando comes rolling up and says, oh, I guess I better go after the commando. And they put a medium laser into the commando, and the commander puts a medium laser into the spider, and then they proceeded to try to kick each other, and the spider did kick the commando. And you know what I forgot to do? He's fine. Forgot to make my pilot check for that. And over here, this Locust with forward observer skill spotted on this Marauder, and we had a raining fire down on this Marauder, and a lucky floater crit into the right arm, blew it off.
Yay!
From the archer. And so he lost his arm, so he's down a PPC and a medium laser. And he's like, oh, my armor's not breached. How'd that disappear? And then the Kintaro and the crab also put some damage into it, along with the Wolverine. It's parked right there, so that he's fine, though. And then everybody proceeded to beat down on the poor Griffin that's under the cloud there. And they got 2 engine hits, gyro hits, and other assorted goodies inside. And the force withdrawal, and he couldn't withdraw because he has no legs, so he punched out and died. He got stepped on by a Jenner. And over here, the Hatchet Man tried to shoot the Victor to protect his buddy there and missed completely. The Cataphract propping up, shot the Victor a few times, along with the Hatchet Man and the couple shots from the Jenner. But he's still standing, and then he proceeded to put a 16-point kick into the center torso of the Cataphract, and was it a gyro hit?
Yep.
So his gyro got banged up. So he's missing a leg and a gyro hit.
Yep.
That's kind of like a force to draw for you.
Yeah, he's gonna probably punch out.
Gonna punch out. All right. And that's it. And then over here we had an LRM long distance shot from the Dervish into the Marauder indirect fire. And actually hit. Shazam. So that's the end of turn 6. And we need a die over here. So now we got the swimming pool and next. So we're on turn 7. And we'll be back. Turn 7. All right, over here, the spider's running for the edge, and he's being chased by a commando.
Why didn't you just
And
kill the commando?
the commando didn't have. I was like, yeah, he can't shoot, can't hit you, but he's still trying to do something to you. Over here, the hunter tank unleashed onto the Wolverine. This hunter tank over here unleashed onto the Wolverine. And the Marauder, that's under that cloud right there, unleashed onto the Wolverine. Did a bunch of damage to it. Did you make a pilot check?
No, not yet. I don't think I got.
You got it with a PPC and 12, so like 22.
Yeah, he's over.
He's good. All right. Okay, and then over here, the Wolverine, he backed up out of the area because he's trying to cool off a bit because he was toasty. These two mechs, the Crab and the Kentaro, opened up onto the Marauder. So did the Jenner. So did the Wolverine.
And the Archer.
And the Archer firing indirect fire from the observing Locust. So he put 2 LRM-20. 15s, right?
Yeah.
Right. Over here, the Hatchet Man is just kind of like
hanging out.
The
Dervish
turned tail and ran away. Now the big thing, the Cataphract pilot, he jumped out of his mech because it was in a really bad way, so he punched out. Then over here, the Sentinel and the Hatchet Man unleashed into the Victor. The Victor unleashed into the Sentinel. Just tore him a new one. And staved in his center torso really bad, so they only had a little bit left.
Yeah, 1 point in the center torso left.
Then the Hatchet Man and the Sentinel proceeded to shoot and tore him a new one, hit the ammo 3 times.
Yeah, someone had the bright idea to hit ammo.
And hit the engine a couple times, so it was like a good chance that it could go supernova, and it did. The Victor explodes in a massive fireball, taking with it, destroying the Cataphract, destroying the Sentinel, and we're pretty much destroying the...
I still have 1 leg.
And a large laser?
Yeah, I have a medium laser and a large laser. And a leg.
Just laying here on the ground?
Yeah. And a leg.
So, yeah, there is a chance you could stand. You need a 7.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah. Then you could hop off the board. All right, so that is it. That's the end of turn 7. This is going to be the last turn, most likely. All right, we'll be back with turn 8. Turn 8 was really quick and deadly. The commando and one of the hunters disengaged off the table. One was left sitting right here in front of this crab right here, and they put some rounds into it. Then the crab put 2 large lasers into its rear deck and exploded it with an engine kill and an ammo explosion on it. So that was it. That's the end of the game. So as a result, this was the bloodiest affair so far of the city campaign, with the loss of 2 mechs. And the Capellan forces were looking in a bad way with some major damage. And some calculating for how many points you get with this game. Well, what everybody think?
I didn't get much.
Didn't much?
For points on these mechs, but that was pretty deadly, like you said.
It was a
awesome,
quick and deadly affair. All right, we'll be back. Oh, you guys want to do chance of salvage first?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a Valkyrie and a Marauder and a Griffin.
Valkyrie.
Oh, geez.
Down there somewhere.
Yeah.
bounced off my foot somewhere. Oh, got it. Finally.
Crawling under the table sucks at our age. And you're the youngster.
I know.
All right.
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. No. Marauder. No. And Griffin.
No.
No joy there.
I tried.
Tried for the salvage. Didn't work.
Do I get a +1 with the spider?
Yes.
Cool.
Which one are we rolling for?
Marauder. No.
Nope.
No. No. No Marauder today. Hey, Griffin.
8.
No. You're
I
rolling.
got
Already
9.
rolled.
No. No Griffin. Valkyrie. Ah.
10.
Yes. Roll off.
8.
4. Well, you did salvage a Valkyrie. Mostly because the pilot was just dead. That was the extent of why you probably salvaged it. All right. We'll be back with another game. And yes, we do use regular Battletech with open terrain. All right. So 8 turns, and you salvaged a Valkyrie out of this entire mess. All right. We'll be back again with another game.